This is the Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Karanko, and your host, Wes Underwood.
Hello and welcome to the Sports Timeout Podcast brought to you by Ghetto Tacos in Web City. If you're in the mood for burritos at 10% off today or want to try their award-winning dishes, then head in or call ahead today and get some delicious food at a great price. And some phenomenal service at that. Located at 536 North East Street, Web City, Missouri. Drive-through is available. Get in, check out the new Gringo Taco if they have it this weekend. But for real, get in there, get it. And if you've got other things going on, it's spring break. You got a whole week off. If you're going out of town, make sure to grab some before you leave. And also, while you're at it, if you're looking to get your teeth brighter and straighter, get on in at Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin if you're looking for that brighter, straighter smile. Get into Robert's Integrative Dentistry today and get that for your family, your friends, yourself, whatever you want to do. Spring pictures coming up. Excuse me again. We got all that. Be sure to schedule your appointment today at 417-622-0404. They also offer Invisalign. And last but not least, don't forget to check out TeeTime here in Web City. Be sure to reserve your spot to play some golf, whether you're searching for the perfect weekend activity or you just want to stay warm and have fun this spring, as pickleball and golf will be open. Weather pending on Sunday. What a change of events. We've got snow coming in the forecast. It's insane. But that being said, be sure to do all that and get it done. But Wes Underwood, Clint, Jordan, Sam, everybody out this week, but we've got some sports to talk about and some soccer. Not quite sure if we're going to go next week. A lot of baseball season starting up locally here and spring break going on, so it will really depend on our schedule next week if we come back on. But day one of break, it's looking beautiful here. Tomorrow's going to be nice, and then Sunday we got that cold front, but then the rest of your break, it's looking great. So, but on top of that, let's take a look here. We got a breaking news for you and some, new stuff going on. And let's get in to the background here, and we'll get in there. Everything's changed up on the new format here. Got a new computer this week. Got some technical difficulties, so bear with us. But, right there. Black Eagle Apparel is going to be our next sponsor here. Use the code STOPC15 and get 15% off your next order. This next topic we're going to be talking about, we're going to jump into the NFL, and that's brought to you by Black Eagle Apparel. If you're looking for custom apparel and jerseys for any team, any sport at the best prices, they are the official merch provider for the Joplin Outlaws and the Sports Timeout Podcast. So check out their website at blackeagleapparel.us and be sure to subscribe to their email list to get 25% off. And then anything after that, use our code here, STOPC15, and you can get 15% off. We're playing around with new stuff in the studio and a lot going on this week. Super excited for all this. But let's get back to it. And, on that note, we head on into the NFL. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk just some odd things going on. Max Crosby gets traded, backs out of the trade. The Ravens do. Max Crosby then says he's going to stay a Raider, and lots to digest here. And from the Ravens standpoint, it says, I understand how people might maybe from afar would feel that way about everything that's going on and that's upset about this than me. And they said that they are actually gutted by it. But during the 19-minute media session that took place, this organization and team just looked discombobulated. And then all this to happen, and Max Crosby comes out and commits back to the Raiders and said he's a Raider for life. And the Carr brothers broke news on this, and Derek and David do a phenomenal job with their podcast. And I'm just excited to see that he's got a guy willing to fight for him and take bat. And I agree with Derek Carr and David, as they both say that Max Crosby is going to come out with a chip on his shoulder, and he's just going to be an absolute nightmare after all this has gone on. He's probably going to be fresh. He's going to be ready to go. He's had the surgery on the torn meniscus. He's going to heal, and he's going to get better. And I think that the AFC West should be on lookout. Raiders are actually making some good moves in free agency so far. Raiders are solidifying an offense. They're getting some defensive guys. Yeah, they've lost a few here and there, but here we go. And to get things kicked off on that note, the whole Max Crosby situation aside, we're going to move into free agency, and we're going to talk signings, trades, and cuts, and some that have just stuck out. And wide receiver Drake Young is going back to Clint Kubiak in Las Vegas. Geno Smith is out and heading to the Jets. And Pete Carroll said on that he fully believes that he will be different in New York. And maybe he goes back to the Geno Smith he was early on in his career. Who knows? Who knows? I just think that he had a horrible experience in Oakland. Las Vegas, I'm going to call him Oakland for life, so I'm not going to apologize for that. But just everything that's going on. Like, I don't even understand the whole situation with that organization doing what they did last year. What even was it? If you're not going to keep a coach after 1 year, okay. Did he really tank it that bad? I guess. But he got you some picks. He got you some leeway. And Connor Hayward, fullback, heading to the Raiders as well. That could be pretty good. We'll see. Any more news and alerts? Bryce Huff being released by the 49ers. Let's take a look here. We'll go local, and we'll talk Chiefs here in just a second. Chiefs looking good, getting Kenneth Walker. And a lot going on. All right, so we'll jump to Kansas City here, talking Raiders. So the Chiefs needed to find a clear upgrade at the running back position. There's no doubt about it. And Kenneth Walker, the third signing, the Super Bowl MVP, he's coming in. It's going to be great. And I think that that's a great signing. Offensively and defensively, they've signed some guys over the last few days. Drew Tranquil's got a guy coming in to help him from... San Diego, Los Angeles now. Then you get the safety in Gilman. That's not the guy I'm looking for. Tonga comes in at defensive end. Cater Kohau, coming in from the Miami Dolphins. Tyquan Thornton comes back, which kind of figured that was going to happen, but we're talking about Kohau, cornerback. It's a good signing for the Chiefs. It's a good pickup. He has 2 picks, 8 passes defended, and 33 solo tackles. 27 years old, right where the Chiefs need him to be age-wise. Spagnuolo is good at training these guys in the moment, and I'm fully on board with this. Gilman, coming from the Ravens, at the safety position. Trent McDuffie leaving, Watson leaving, Brian Cook leaving. They need that. And Chamari Connor and Jaden Hicks, we'll see what happens with them this year. But Gilman improved the Ravens' defense after he joined via midseason trade last year. 9 pass breakups, 2 fumble recoveries, and 90 tackles and a touchdown. So that's pretty incredible. He comes in along with Tonga here, and super excited for that because now we got Omar Norman Lott. We'll see what he does. Had the ACL injury. Let's see what he does when he comes back. We got Chris Jones That helps solidify there. Man, just insane at what the Chiefs have been able to do. Then they bring back Tyquan Thornton, as mentioned, Xavier Worthy, maybe Rashee Rice. Do we see a reunion with Tyreek Hill? Do we see Hollywood Brown get re-signed? Do we see other stuff happen? The Chiefs' offense is unfolding. They went out. They got defense help. They got one offensive lineman to come in. They're looking at some other players, and I'm really excited for this team. BME comes back, so we know that they're going to be drafting some players on the offense. There's no doubt. Um, just a lot of stuff going on there for the Chiefs. But we'll see. We'll talk more about this in a couple weeks after free agency dwindles over, and then we'll talk a little bit more because it's still going to happen up until the draft, even on draft day. So nothing solid yet, but people are able to sign with teams now. People are able to get in, and people are able to do what they're supposed to do. So just no more Max Crosby funny business. All right, on that note, we'll leave the NFL and we'll go over to the NBA. And this one's got me. Bam Adebayo scores 83 points, joining in the NBA here. Second most points in NBA history. Wilt Chamberlain, Bam, and then Kobe Bryant. And, congratulations, Bam. But you're acting like you're one of the GOATs in the league. You're acting like you're one of the guys that's big and bold. And yeah, you're a phenomenal player. Don't get me wrong. You've had a solid career so far. Don't get me wrong. You've played well with Miami. Don't get me wrong. You don't have a ring. Kobe got a ring. Wilt had a ring. Can't be compared to these guys. It's great that you were able to do this and go out and get 83 points. Fantastic accomplishment. Well done. Win a playoff game, buddy, or a series or anything. Get to the NBA Finals. Get a ring. Do what you need to do to solidify yourself. And then maybe we can come back and say, all right, yeah, he is one of the greats. All right, yeah, he is one of the GOATs. All right, yeah, he was a guy who was able to capitalize on that 83-point game. Kobe put in work. They just fed the ball to Wilt because nobody had ever seen anything like him back then. And he was just able to do what he did, and he was good at it. He could get to the rim. He could draw the foul. He could get the points when needed. Today's players, not everybody can do that. He did set a new record at the free throw line as well, but a lot of players don't take pride in that anymore. A lot of players just go for the threes. A lot of the players just go for the mid-range. Very few go in for the dunk. Very few go in for the lay-in. It's just a three-point show these days. Again, congrats. Is it something I could do? Probably not. Is it something I could come close to? Probably not. I could probably get about halfway there, maybe. I could probably drop maybe 25, 35 points a game in a game, not a game. That'd be pretty incredible if I could do that. Think if I got lucky one night and they just left me open all the time or barely covered me or allowed me to shoot, sure. But the difference between these guys and then him, Kobe Bryant put in that work and got the championships. Wilt put in the work and got the championships. And Wilt, don't quote me on this, I don't think had a three-point line. I think Wilt literally did his all inside the arc. So, again, congratulations. But these other guys, man, crazy. Crazy. Next up, we move into the world of baseball. And tonight we got some showdowns. We'll have Korea versus the Dominican Republic, USA versus Canada, the redemption game, maybe. But we're down to the final 8 before the semis. And we got Korea, United States, Dominican Republic, Canada, Puerto Rico, Italy, Japan, and Venezuela. And Italy, like I'm loving this right now. Seeing the gems out of Bobby Witt Jr. for America. seeing Salvi and his boys, watching Vinny Pasquantino do his thing with 3 home runs to help the United States make their way into this next round. United States and Canada is going to be in Houston, Texas tonight. Miami, Florida is going to host Korea and Dominican Republic. Houston, Texas on Saturday will be between Puerto Rico and Italy. And then Venezuela and Japan and Miami on Saturday as well. The U.S. will play at 7 p.m. Korea and Dominican will play at 5:30 p.m., so they'll be the first game. Then we've got Italy at 2 p.m. versus Puerto Rico. Venezuela versus Japan, 2 o'clock and 8 p.m. there. And then, yeah, let's see. Sunday will be to be determined, but we'll see. It's exciting. The World Baseball Classic has been, but it's also exciting for the Royals. And we'll branch off here and talk a little bit Royals with how everything has gone. But it's exciting to see that the Royals players that are missing are doing well for their clubs and other countries. And it's also positive to see that the Royals are putting up runs without those key guys there. Because you're without Michael Garcia, you're without Vinny Pasquantino, Jack Caglione, you're without your core of guys, Bobby Witt Jr., you're without your core. And when you're without your core, you would think a team would fail, right? You don't think they would be great. Well, this is proving to me that the Royals can stick with it and do what they need to do, because all these other teams are without their big stars too. All these other teams are waiting for them to return. And that to me is just super positive and super exciting to see. So Royals back in the playoffs this year? Maybe. But I don't know. We'll have a look-see at that here in a minute. But all right. On that note, we will move into the Footy Forum. And that's brought to you by the Corner Kick in Neosho. Be sure to stop by the Corner Kick, located at 1000C Harmony Street, Neosho, Missouri. They have the largest soccer store in Southwest Missouri, Northwest Arkansas, Southeastern Kansas, and Northeastern Oklahoma. Be sure to check them out Tuesday through Sunday for your football needs. Also, the Fair Acres YMCA in Carthage. If you're looking for a place for your birthday this year, schedule yours today and check out their 5,000 square foot youth activity center filled with bounce houses, a playground, and much, much more. Super excited. Also, they have free meals for kids 18 and under, Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. If you're over there and you have a kid that's hungry, or you know they need some food, or you just want to take it to a kiddo or get them there, they also offer after school hangout. They play basketball, volleyball, esports. They have art and other activities. This is located at 400 South Maple Street in Carthage, Missouri. So, all that being said, love Jonathan, love his crew, love Sam, love his family and crew over there at the Corner Kick and the Y. So, all right, we're moving into the NWSL, and this weekend we are ready. They got the mega preview predictions for all 16 teams, and guess who leads the pack? It's going to be the number 1 Kansas City Current, the team that won 21 games last year with 3 losses and 2 draws, 65 points in the NWSL. The record-setting 2025 NWSL Shield winners have a new coach, and we're going to be there live. My family's going. We got some tickets. We're super excited for this matchup. And if you're a Kansas City Current fan, watching the press conference with Lo Labonta saying that left a sour taste in their mouth, and that Kansas City deserves more than just one trophy. They deserve the Shield and a championship trophy. And this is because I feel like they've kind of let their fans down. They had a championship run when they weren't even supposed to be there, and they made it to the championship. Then they missed the playoffs. Then they got back to the playoffs, and then they did what they did. And then this year, the hype is higher than ever. The new kits, the trades, the releases, just everything that's happened this offseason. They bring in a new head coach and Chris Armas, and he has plenty of managerial experience. There, don't get me wrong there, but this will be his first time in women's professional soccer, and they just made the big moves this offseason with getting a new coach. They have Vlaco Ananovsky doing what he's doing at recruiting, and then they go and trade Claire Hutton, who joined Bay FC, who's going to be fun this year to watch. Rookie of the year last year, Croy Bethune comes in. And then at the end of the season, they added the former number one overall pick in the NWSL and Ali Sentnor. We saw with Team USA play what she can bring to the table. And it's just a star-studded filled room. I feel like every offseason you see someone big go, but then you see someone big come in. And it's incredible what they're able to do. Kansas City Current lost Bia Zanerato, Nichelle Prince, and Haley Mace. So what's that mean for this team? Well, they still have Timwa Chawinga. They still have Michelle Cooper, who were not in that final matchup last year, who were not able to contribute to this team at that point and help out. But hey, they've got other people that have come in, and I think that was a pretty big pickup that they got in Bethune. And I'm ready to see on Saturday what this team can bring. So we'll give our initial takes on that after the match. We'll talk about that next show. And super excited to go. Super honored to be back on the press pass list there. I love Danny Welniak and her crew up there, Landon and Chandler. You guys have been phenomenal since day one. You've treated us like family, and we're excited to see y'all. So, but going back to the power rankings, number 2, the Washington Spirit. Last season's finish was in second place with 44 points. Biggest offseason mood, Trinity Rodman. She's back, signed the contract saga, highest player in the NWSL history. And yeah, so super excited to see what they do. Portland Thorns are set at number 3. Gotham FC, can't count them out. Last season they had a little bit of a rough time, but Rose Lavelle, Jaden Shaw pulled it together, and they won the NWSL championship. So Gotham, at least the current loss to the eventual winner of it all. I really thought the winner of that match was going to go to the championship game. So there is that. Orlando Pride at 5. I'm only going to go through the top 10. San Diego Wave FC at 6. Carolina Courage at 7. Number 8, Racing Louisville. Number 9, Seattle Reign. And number 10, Bay FC. And I really think that Bay FC got a ringer in Claire Hutton, and I think that they're ready to go. I think that they're ready for everything ahead of them. I think that they're going to be a team to beat this year. But as of right now, 2 new teams enter the mix this year as well. You got the Denver Summit, the Boston Legacy. They've made some fun signings too. A couple of Kansas City Current former players have gone there to play now. And it's just been fun overall to see. So we'll see what happens in the NWSL this season. Super excited for the current game. As I said, glad I get to bring my family to that, and glad we get to experience it. So Sporting Kansas City, another devastating loss. It wasn't massive this time. It was just a 1-0 loss. They looked good in the beginning again, and then just kind of fizzled out. Pulse Camp gave up the lone goal in that one, and we all know how it ended. So, all right, next up, we will head into the local sports update, and that is brought to you by Mr. Clark's Barbecue and Catering. If you're looking for some awesome tailgate food for your next party, or you just want to host a sporting event, they're the place for you. They're over on Broadway now. Go check them out they're in the old Me's Place building on Broadway. So kind of over where former Simple Simon's location is. So super excited for that. All right, we move into high school athletics. Nothing right now. Everything starts next week. We got women's soccer. We've got baseball starting up. So we'll see track and field, all that jazz. We'll get to that. Over on the men's side, the men and women from Missouri Southern, great run. Good job on basketball. Congratulations on your run this year. Unfortunately, the women did not make it into the tournament, even though they were really well at the end there. So, as well as the men, men look good going into next year. So we'll see. Missouri Southern returns home today. They'll face Washburn in baseball at Warren Turner Field, 3 p.m. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. and Sunday at 1 p.m. All that is weather pending. Got some crazy weather coming in on Sunday. We'll see if that Saturday game gets turned into a doubleheader or not with snow in the forecast. It's going to be a cold one. Over to the softball side, we have Missouri Southern 21-3, and they are going to be playing St. Cloud State. Believe that's here at Pat Lapira. Yes. 2 games versus St. Cloud State today, 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. And then tomorrow versus USF, Sioux Falls, South Dakota team. They'll play at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. and then they will be done for the weekend. So we got a quadruple header for the softball team at Pat Lapira. And let's see. Moving on to the Pitt State side. We'll go baseball here for Pitt State and 20-1 currently for men's side. And they will play against Central Missouri in a 3-game set in Pittsburgh, Kansas. They will begin at 3 p.m. today, 2 p.m. tomorrow, and 1 p.m. Sunday. Over to the softball side, I'll tell you what, we've got some softball around here, that's for sure. 22-1 as well for Pitt State. And Pitt State will be in the MIAA NSIC Conference Challenge. They will also host Sioux Falls and St. Cloud State. So 3 p.m. today for Sioux Falls, and then game 2 of that will be at 5 p.m. And then tomorrow they will play St. Cloud State at 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. after that. So both of those games will be, or all 4 of those games will be in Pittsburgh, Kansas as well. Lots of baseball and softball coming up. And then over to Missouri State, we have basketball going on, the Conference USA tournament going on. So we'll move into baseball. 10-6 overall for Missouri State. And this weekend, they will take on Liberty University at Liberty University, 3 p.m. today, 1 p.m. tomorrow, and 10 a.m. on Sunday. Good turnaround there for the baseball team. They've been doing pretty well in years prior, but this year starting off pretty strong. And then over to the softball team, they are 11-12 as we speak, and they will play at home starting at 6 p.m. today against Kennesaw State. 3-game set here. Tomorrow they'll play at 3 p.m. and Sunday they'll play at noon. Again, all these games are pending weather. And yeah, so on that note, we thank you guys for tuning into a short but simple and sweet episode. Not a lot going on right now with spring break and everything transitioning over into spring sports. So Wes Underwood saying goodbye for now. We'll see you all next week on the Sports Timeout. We'll keep you updated if that changes. But as of now, we plan on having an episode. Just, again, not a lot of local stuff going on other than college. So take care. We'll see you all next week on the Sports Timeout. Stay safe, stay warm, and we'll see you next time. Take care.